A tragic accident in the northern Panhandle has claimed the life of a 5-year-old boy. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a tragic farming accident in Sheridan County has claimed the life of a 5-year-old boy. Sheridan radio station KCSR says the accident occurred Friday south of Hay Springs when the child drove an ATV in front of a tractor that was being operated by a family member. The tractor hit the ATV and the boy was taken to Sheridan Community Hospital, but was pronounced dead after arriving there. Sheridan County Attorney Jamie Simmons says the incident remains under investigation, but criminal charges are not anticipated at this time. Well, 2023 was yet another busy year for the Gering Volunteer Fire Department, with the total number of calls slightly less than the previous year. The department's firefighters responded to 920 fire, rescue, and other calls, down by just over 4% from 2022, which was the busiest on record. Delivering the annual fire department report to the Gering City Council on Monday, Chief Nathan Flowers said the department modified their evening response due to a large increase in medical calls.
Members are split up into 3 separate shifts and they rotate being on call every third night. Shift operations start from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Increase in medical calls and non-emergent responses are the nationwide trend. Many of our volunteer fire departments offer EMS services have seen an increase in the stress in their first responders. Usually it becomes that same 4 people that show up to everything. We've been very proactive with our shift work and we've seen about 90% success rate with that. We continue to look for ways to improve our EMS service while continuing to minimize any impact to our volunteers.
The department also received a new rescue apparatus, and their wildland firefighting efforts were highlighted in the Working Fires documentary by Nebraska Public Media. Flowers also noted the numerous hours of training by department staff, as well as response to wildfires across Nebraska and the state of Texas. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then, your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Welcome back. Driving on a suspended license results in drug charges for a Terrytown woman. Court documents say that 37-year-old Katrina Carrera was pulled over Thursday evening after officers saw her and knew that her license was suspended. The investigation led to the discovery of meth and other drug paraphernalia. She was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, driving under suspension, and possession of drug paraphernalia. She'll be back in court on March 25th for her preliminary hearing. Well, a Pennsylvania man caught with more than 300 pounds of marijuana last January during a Kimball County traffic stop has agreed to a plea deal to avoid standing trial. 21-year-old Noah Ropon was facing up to 20 years in prison after facing a charge of distribution of a controlled substance. However, last week in district court, he pleaded no contest to a charge of attempted distribution of a controlled substance, which is a Class 3A felony that carries a sentence of 0 to 3 years in prison. Sentencing has been set for May 7th before Judge Derek Weimer. Co-defendant Anthony George will be sentenced on April 2nd after his plea agreement. And staying in Kimball County, as charges have been dismissed against a Kimball man who was arrested following a 2023 theft investigation. 38-year-old Jason Wilson was facing charges of theft by unlawful taking and criminal mischief after $2,000 was stolen from a business on South Chestnut Street. Following a hearing in Kimball County District Court earlier this month, the case was dismissed and online court records were purged.
It takes a community to keep our waters clean. Please don't let pollutants be swept and carried away into our storm drains. This can cause problems like clogged storm sewers and contaminating the area's rivers, lakes, and ponds. Non-point source pollutants are not from one source or property, but instead from many sources and properties, which can impair our waterways. Even one piece of trash can add up. Tri-City Stormwater wants you to remember, it's our water, our responsibility.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Going a day early for the sports update for you today to get you set for some high-level hoops coming up in town. Cougar Palace, the location for this year's Region 9 men's postseason tournament starting tomorrow and running through Saturday night. The WNCC men have rattled off 11 straight wins. They're the #1 seed out of the South region. Billy Engel's team has earned the right to host this year's postseason tourney.
Yeah, and I think Mark Ryan just told me the other day, I think it's been maybe 12 years since Western Nebraska has hosted the Region 9 tournament, so great accomplishment for the guys on our roster, for them to come together and play, team basketball the way that they have for, this whole second semester, this whole conference season. Really, really happy for them, and love the format, of our conference being able to, have that as an attainable goal. All conference season. If you do what you're supposed to do, take it game by game, have a good conference season. Able to achieve first place. Getting to host that tournament, it's a pretty special deal.
For basketball fans here in the region, it's a great opportunity to watch some high-level competition. A total of 7 games over 3 days at Cougar Palace, starting off with a 4-game bonanza tomorrow with start times beginning at 1, then 3 o'clock, 5 p.m., and the Cougars have the late game tomorrow night at 7. They'll be tipping off against Northwest College.
Oh, that's right. The community out here is really supportive of us, but, spoiled with some high-level basketball with Scottsbluff High and, good basketball around the area. So I know a lot of fans around the area are going to be, excited just to see, watch the Gillette game, watch the Casper game, watch the Trinidad game. Going to be some really high-level basketball.
How about this 8-team field? Who's hot? Who's the top teams to keep an eye on?
All 8 teams are going to be tough outs at this point in the season. But Gillette's having a heck of a year. I think they're like 26-4 right now. Gillette's doing a really good job. Casper is the 2 seed in the North. They beat us in the first game of the season. They're a good opponent. And then Trinidad State, they're the 2 seed in the South. We split with them in conference season. That was our only conference loss. They're back-to-back Region 9 champions coming into this year. So I would say those are probably the heavy hitters. But right now, telling our guys, Thursday is championship day. Let's focus on Thursday.
Yeah, that opener tomorrow night against a Northwest team that finished 4-8 in regional play this year. The Cougars went 11-1 in Region 9 action. What's the scouting report from Coach Billy Engel?
They're tough. They're really well coached. They're really disciplined. They're very detailed. They're not going to beat themselves. They are going to, run that shot clock down to under 10 seconds and try to get a great look. They're going to pivot, head fake, score with 2 feet around the rim. They've got a couple kids that shoot it really well. They take care of the ball when they get full court press. So, we're going to have to find ways to just stay solid defensively. We're going to try to use our speed and athleticism as best we can to get the pace of the game up and make this an up and down game. But Northwest does a good job of not letting opponents do that. So, if we can't force a bunch of turnovers, we're going to have to stay solid in the half court, get stops, and create transition that way.
Of course, we'll have coverage coming up tomorrow night with Chuck Schwartz on KOLT starting at around 6:45, possibly or probably even maybe a little closer to 7 o'clock or even after the 7 o'clock hour for that late tip-off against Northwest. A long day with plenty of windshield time for Chuck tomorrow as he'll trek to Casper tomorrow morning as the WNCC women play Western Wyoming in a Region 9 quarterfinal. That game set to tip off at 12:30 in the afternoon. We'll start the broadcast with Chuck tomorrow at right around 12:15. Postseason time ramping up for the WNCC basketball teams, and we'll have coverage here on the Rural Radio Network. That is the latest today from right here at the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Let's take a look at your midweek community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, many businesses in downtown Scottsbluff are joining forces to increase foot traffic and showcase their offerings. The Downtown Scottsbluff Association's Broadway Late Shop Nights will be held monthly in 2024, and participating businesses will stay open until at least 9 p.m. to allow patrons more flexibility with shopping hours. Avery Zakrinsky, who recently became the owner of Brown's Shoe Fit, says she's excited to see people who normally work a traditional 9 to 5.
I think our biggest push is just to keep people in the community and then offer a little bit different hours, because I know we're only open 9 to 5:30 every Monday through Saturday, so that's going to give us a little bit more flexibility with more people being able to come downtown.
Jen Rojas owns JENN's Boutique and Tanning and says hosting these community events will allow people to see all of the great opportunities there are to shop local.
I was in Starbucks the other day and I had somebody who was like, there's nowhere to shop around here, there's nothing to do. And I'm like, shop local. And the guy looked at me and he's like, what? And I said, I own a little country boutique and tanning salon. And I said, Brown's has a brand new owner. I was like, she's bringing in new things. Go check some of these places out and see. There's a lot of people, I think, that haven't been into our shops.
The Broadway Late Shop Nights would also have approximately 5 food trucks set up along a 3-block stretch for shoppers to have grab-and-go food options. The first such event will be this Saturday, and the plan for the rest of 2024 is to have one of these events on the second Friday night of each month. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.